Well, today we're at a special tent show. This is the new Vango 2021 collection of tents, ready for a new year, new summer of camping activities. We're going to be looking at some tents and some awnings and really getting stuck into some of the things that are new. This is the Vango Mokala 450 technical cotton tent. It's a weekend tent and it's got quite a few smart little features, so let's get a closer look. Now, one obvious distinctive feature you immediately see of this is the fact that the door converts into a porch, and it's got this additional material which you can zip away, but it comes down here to provide a bit of a windbreak, so it creates a bit of a shelter on the front to either sit or just get in and out of the tent. Inside the tent you've got a reasonable sized living space for a weekend tent, and then you've got the darkened bedrooms that Vango call midnight bedrooms. So they're relatively dark in here. You've got a divider here that can be easily removed if you don't want that. This is just a toggle on divider, it doesn't zip in place, but a bit of a divider, a bit of privacy between the two bedrooms. You've got storage pockets down the side, and you've got, which you see in a number of Vango tents, a little bit of space at the back. In the bedroom here we've got another zip space with some space behind here and actually another door, so you could open it up and have a complete through draft if you wanted to. And on the front door here you've got a large bug screen mesh, so you can obviously zip that up if you don't want the bugs to come in and out. You've got roll-away curtains at the side, and here's the size of the bag. And you can see from the outside of this, it's a pole tent, and you've got a technical cotton fill, so potentially a little bit more insulation when it's cooler and also when it's warmer, so it doesn't get so hot inside when the sun does actually come out and shine, and it keeps a little bit of insulation inside in colder weather. This is the Vango Stargrove Air 600 XL. It's in the Vango Experience range, which is the lightest material that you can get in the range, so that means a smallest pack size. Although being 600 XL, as you can imagine, this is a very large family tent, ideal for those family camping holidays. It's got a few features I really like that I want to point out to you on this. So this is one of my personal favorites, where you've got this built-in porch area here, because it gives you somewhere really easy to sit, to maybe even get a bit of a stove, and just get stuff out of the wind and the rain. So that's very good. You don't have to buy any extra shelter on that, it comes with it. And then you've got this flat door, so it also means you've got a rain-safe entrance. If it is pouring down with rain and you need to dart into your tent, you're less likely to get rain inside your tent going through a big shelter like this. Of course, another neat feature we see more and more on tents these days is it's got a lie flat entrance. So on some old tents you'd have the ground sheet there and it'd be a trip hazard and it'd get really annoying after time, but this lies flat. Inside you've got a really big living area and bedroom, so let's go inside, have a closer look. As you can see in this tent, it's a very large living area. You've got enough space for storage to put chairs, even small table and chairs, some furniture you can store. You've got an extra side door on there if you want to get a bit of a through draft when it's warm. You might see these straps here. These are the Vango storm strap tensioners, so you can tighten up if it's blowy. Just brings the whole tent in a little bit better. And as you see, it's all inflatable with air beams. At the back here we've got 3 bedrooms. These just got clip-in, toggle-in dividers, so you can remove those dividers if you want to make some larger bedrooms in there. And they're also their nightfall bedrooms, as they call them on this model. These are the darkened bedrooms here. So when it gets lighter, bright early in the morning at the campsite, at least you'll be a little darkened in the bedrooms and not woken up by the early morning sunshine. Well, everything seems to be inflatable these days, and that includes windbreaks. This is the Vango Air Beam windbreak, and you might have seen their inflatable Windbreak from 2020. This is a new version, and it's a modular one where you can actually move and add additional panels as you want, and they also are bringing out a gated version as well. So if you wanted an enclosure, maybe where you've got young children, you don't want to escape and run around a campsite on their own, you might be able to create such an enclosure with one of these. This is the Vango Air 550 XL. As you see, it's in the blue XL collection in Vango, and it's got some really good features if you want to do a longer family camp. It's quite extensive. Whoops, I should trip over the guidelines. So at the front here is a feature I really like, and that's you've got this built-in porch awning area. Great place to get shelter, put your chairs if it's wet, and just get out of the elements. Now with this model as well, you can actually zip this down with this front door as well, so you can actually really close off this front living area. You've got this split door here, so you don't necessarily have to be zipping around at the bottom here to get in and out. You can just open one side and roll this door up. So that gives you a real set of variable options here. You've got a really good sheltered area on the front coming in and out, but you can completely enclose it off if the weather does come in. I'm still in that front awning section of Vango Air 550 XL, and there is loads of space. See, I've got a chair sitting in here, but you could quite easily put more things in here. You shouldn't really cook in your tent, but in the awning area here with it opened up, you'll be able to do some food prep just out of the wind. So this is a really practical space. It really works well with families, and of course, because you can zip it down as well, you're out of the wind and the rain. But that's just not all. We've got a larger living space inside, and then we've got the bedrooms. So inside the living space here, and it's a really good sized living space, plenty of room to sit, put some chairs, a table, even if you had to come inside your tent, and some other storage furniture. You've got some good light in here with some big windows on the side and this bright light roof. On the side here you've got another door, another big door. This one's got the bug mesh on the side here, so you can get some more ventilation in. The main door's rolled up, you can actually completely seal this up. And it's got a little porch on the side here, so you could come in and out of the tent this way if the weather's a bit inclement. Although I really would recommend you come in through the main porch at the front there, because if your clothes are wet and your shoes are muddy, then you'll be able to drain it in the porch area. At the back here we've got the darkened midnight bedrooms, and we've got two bedrooms in this one. We've got a larger bedroom and a smaller double bedroom, so that's an arrangement that often works quite well with families. And there's one other aspect to this tent too, and that's over here with this side annex here, which has got this screen on the front. You can unzip, you don't have to have a screen here, but then you've got this little side annex. Now you can use this obviously as a great place for storage, but a lot of people have been using this area and use this area to put a camping toilet in, and especially from the 2020 lockdown and campsite restrictions where not all the facilities were open, that's a brilliant idea. And so of course having a screen on this means you can do your business in private. So that's a really useful addition for a lot of family campers. Just stepped inside the larger of the bedroom. This is a 3-person bedroom, this one, but obviously you don't have to have 3 people. It could be either the kids got a big area, or mum and dad have got a big area and have got bags and stuff like that. Of course, being a larger bedroom, you've got options of perhaps laying a double camp bed that way. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility. As you can see, it's also quite dark in here, so when the sun comes up in the early mornings, that's not going to disturb you so much. There's storage pockets down the side as well, and as you see, this screen just toggles in and out. So this is I recommend, is a fairly good tent, ideal for those family camping holidays. This is the Vango Valencia II Air 450, as it says on the side here. Now, this is another good family tent, ideal for family camping holidays, but also if you've got the space, some longer weekend camping too. I really like these porch enclosed areas on these tents. You know, I'm a big fan of them. They give you some sheltered area where you can sit, cook, get things out of the rain. This shelter here also comes with a door, so you can completely zip and enclose it up as well if the weather does close in. There's a living space and some bedrooms, so let's have a look inside. So it's not a bad living space. I think ideal if you've got a smaller family, not a larger family, but you can unzip a partition between the porch area and the living area to make that a little bit bigger. You've got obviously some nice big windows and a nice bright roof, so you've got plenty of light coming in. But at the back here, you've got 2 double midnight bedrooms. And also, further back, you can unzip. You've got a little bit more extra storage space. You can actually unzip the back here and almost keep it as an extra little wardrobe area and store some bags. So that's a really useful feature, I think, because it means you can now access bags for clothes and stuff at the back of your bedroom without them taking up space in the main tent. Here, of course, is the bag. To give you an idea of the bag size, and it's got the pump in there, so it's a good sized bag, but again, it's not excessively large that you can use this tent for a weekend camp. This is Vango's Earth collection. Now, this is the more environmentally friendly set of tents because they're actually made out of recycled plastic bottles, and the material doesn't feel that way at all. It works really quite well. Not only that, but also any offcuts that come from the manufacturing process of the tents are used to make jackets and sleeping bags for the homeless. So this is really, really good cause that Vango have got going on here. This is the Vango Joro Air 600 XL, and it's part of their Earth collection, so it's made out of the recycled plastic bottles, so that's a very good thing indeed. This is quite a large tent, ideal for the family camping holiday. On the front here you've got this really nice sheltered area, great place to put chairs and store things out of the rain, but you could seal this completely off with these large front doors. Inside we've got a very large living area, and at the back we've got the dark nightfall bedrooms. A feature on many of the Vango tents for 2021 are these halved toggle points for your curtains, so you can actually toggle the curtain up to halfway point if you want that little bit of privacy there but still let plenty of light in. You can see the Joro's got a very, very large living space. Also, the ground sheet lies flat there so you don't trip over it. And on the side here we've got the Earth Collection side awning, so if you wanted a bit of extra space you could put this side awning onto any of them in the Earth Collection, and it comes complete with an additional ground sheet too. Back here we have the nightfall bedrooms with a huge bedroom on the front here. You open here and you've got 3 bedrooms on this one, so they've got toggle dividers in there. They're obviously very dark, as you can see, and if you've got kids that need a part, it's great. Mum and dad in the bedroom in the middle, and you've got one child there and another child there. So we have another view now of the side awning for the Earth range. You see it just goes on the side like that. There's nothing you need to fix to your tent. It simply slots over the side and then you pull the material over the top of your tent. Now, whilst the main tent is inflatable, in this case the Joro Air 600 XL. The side awning's poled, but there's only 2 poles that you need to worry about on this one. Now Litchfield Tents is a brand you might know from the past. They're actually owned by the same company that make Vango, so you get a lot of the Vango DNA actually in these tents, including the inflatable air beams. These Litchfield tents, and this is the Eagle Air 5, it's a really good intermediate tent that you could use if you've got smaller family holidays or as a weekend camper. They actually sell these complete with a package that includes the carpet too. Vango also make plenty of adventure tents, many of which we've tried before on some of our adventures, backpacking and bikepacking. This is the F10 series Krypton 2. It's the lightest tent they have, ideal for backpacking and bikepacking. Inside this tent, it's got a toggle in there. So inside this tent, you've got a good, let's say 2-person sort of layout. Ideal also if you're on your own backpacking. Got a few spiders as well. So yes, you've got mesh pockets around the side, a whole mesh inner with this going over the top of the frame here. You've got a storage area here, and you've also then got a storage area the other side, or an alternate way to open the doors there. And this here is the bag size for it, which is not very big at all. For those of us with caravans, you might be interested in the 2021 range of awnings from Vango. This is quite an interesting one that we selected out. It's got an interesting shape, and it's called the Maldives. It's a slightly smaller awning than a full-size one, but it gives quite a bit of space, and it's got a bit of character with it too. It's a hybrid between being inflatable and poled. It's got this big single air beam that goes through, but it's got a number of poles at the back of the awning to give it that extra rigidity, and also poles at the front. Now there's no carpet in this awning today, but you can get a carpet as an extra. But as you see, it's got a bit of a semi-hexagonal shape to it, so you've got quite a bit of depth there to put a table, chairs and some living space. You've also got, as it shows here, options to open some of these things up, so you can actually have this unzipped and have these as doors as well to come and go. So you've got a bit of flexibility on how you want it, and of course many unzipped if you're going somewhere warm like the Mediterranean. This door's here as well. You've got a bug mesh on if you wanted that open, but also showing you here how you can just leave it zipped halfway up there for a bit of extra privacy inside the awning. Here's the main air beam that's holding the main height of the awning, but there are some poles as well at the front on that hexagonal bit that sticks out. Now, one of the things, you know, as a caravan owner, the awnings can take up a bit of space, and if you're just going for a night, you might not want to bring all that space. Well, this is the Vango Elements 150 awning. It's a much smaller awning, but it does give you that little bit of outdoor living space on here. It's also a very lightweight fabric. It's got a single air beam that inflates there, so it's actually a relatively small pack size. So I just sort of think if you just want a bit of outdoor sitting space when you're going away for a weekend, a single night, then this is ideal. So this one here has got an extra end porch that you can get, and this is an optional extra. You can get on here, and then inside you've got the main awning, and then you can also get a further extension for the back. So if you wanted an awning that was just super large, if you're going for a very long family caravanning holiday, then this would be ideal. This is the Florence awning. As you see, you can get an annex on the side of this one. It's quite a big awning, semi-hexagonal shape. As you see, as we come all the way around here, no carpet on display again, but of course that is an addition you can get. So a little bit darker inside because we have the darkened annex over one of the window panels where you'd normally have a window. You see here you have got actually toggles put in an inner bedroom if you wanted to use this as an extra sleeping space, which is the sort of thing we've done before. Just makes everything a little bit more spacious. And of course you've got the roof covers as well, which are an optional extra too. One thing about the roof covers, they do cover these additional roof lights that let in a bit of light. Now this is a thick technical cotton material, so it is going to be quite big, bulky and heavy when packed in a bag, but it does mean that you're going to get that additional bit of insulation in there. It won't get too baking hot in the summer and will retain a bit of heat in the cooler months. Well, here are some of the new chairs for Vango in 2021. Now these are the Radiate chairs, and basically you put a power bank in these things and they well, they radiate heat and warm you up. So here's another one here. There's a couple of different types in the range. So see here we've got where a power bank's put in, and you can turn this chair on to warm, and material heats up a bit like a heated seat in a car, so you can sit quite toasty when the weather's maybe a little bit cool, and yeah, really comfortable sitting, and well, warm. If you like the idea of the Radiate on some more sort of traditional reclining chairs, then you can get it on those too. Again, same thing, you've got power bank down the bottom here, and then you've got this pillow. Now the pillow can adjust, so you can have it at the top or down as a back as a lumbar support. So I'm just going to try and slide this up. So now you've got it as a headrest there, and really feel the heat coming through this pad here. So that's very nice, and of course you can recline on this one all the way back. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's really comfortable. Sitting here, lying away, imagine we've got glorious sunshine because you're kept nice and warm. So that's the reclining chair. We've got a few other Radiate things to show you as well. And if you want to just glam up, say, your existing chairs, and you don't want to, because if you've got lots of chairs, it's a bit of an investment. But if you want to glam up some of your existing chairs, then you can also get it as this pillow that basically can just fasten onto your existing chairs, allowing you to experience a bit of warmth in the chairs you already have. Now, if you're after some smaller lightweight chairs, doesn't take up quite so much room, pack space, this is the Experience range of chairs. And as you can see, they're a bit different, but a bit smaller than perhaps your larger loungers, but this is actually really comfortable. I feel it's just got the balance just right, so you can just recline here. I can really see this being really good around the campfire. And we've got some higher ones, of course, that are a little bit more up high. Okay, so there are quite a few new things with the Vango sleeping range. Now, we've reviewed Shangri-La bed before, and it's extremely comfortable. This, now they have a few additional sizes, so this is the 7.5. They still have the cyclone valve that makes it really quick to inflate and deflate there. You just push that around. It's really quite simple, but it works effectively. One thing they have changed, instead of being a cap that flips on, you can now secure that a bit more tightly with a cover like that. The new set of camp beds as well. This is obviously a double camp bed, and it's got a double Shangri-La on there. And then we come over here, we've got the 15 double Shangri-La, slightly different colours to the previous version, the 15, and 2 valves on this one. And there we go, we've got another bed there. So that's certainly going to make it feel much more like a home from home. Here's one of the sleeping bags as well they've got on it, with that cotton effect there, so that feels really much more like a bed at home with a duvet on top. It's very thick and warm, this. We'll just go around here, look at it here, it's rated as a 2-season. So that gives you some sort of idea. If your tent's got the space for it, you could set something like that inside, and it's very much not going to be feeling like maybe camping you did in guides or scouts when you were a kid. It's going to be very much like sleeping at home. Venture side of things, where lightweight is what you need, they've got a few more items in that range, including some very lightweight options like this. And then we've reviewed a Robins mat similar to this, and it works really well, very lightweight, packs down small. So interesting to see this in the range too, with a few more options. There's also, if you want to save even more space, a shorter version here, not full length. Obviously if you're taking a young kid with you on these adventures, that works too, but of course the idea with this sort of thing is you can lie down, your feet aren't covered by the mat, but that doesn't matter so much. It's making sure your body is insulated, so that will save even more space and more weight in your backpacking or bikepacking gear.